Danny has a great team. I've got a great team. I'm ready to play this one-game NBA Finals for the winner take all.
It all comes down to this one game.
I will say this about Danny. He's been practicing at every mode in NBA 2K25. So my money's on Danny today.
I think we're all rooting for Danny.
I do feel like Danny's going to lock down on defense, but I am concerned about his offense.
I think Ronnie just doesn't like that Goran Dragic is your #1 option.
It's not a bad point.
You guys remember Derek Favors from...
We have the cameras on the Jazz team bus pulling into the arena. It's the NBA. Welcome to our Sunday night broadcast here on 2K Sports. Kevin, and checking out Utah's opening lineup. Wing pair will be Sexton and Markkanen. John Collins is out there with Filipowski. And it's George in at the 1. And for the Magic, Wagner and Banchero are the forwards. Flash out there with Suggs. And it's Carter in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Clark, here we have it in front of us. A lot of young players on display in this game tonight.
Yeah, couldn't agree with you more. And I tell you what, they are a bit in the caterpillar stage right now. In other words, you think there's something beautiful about to explode and blossom. So these two teams worthy of keeping an eye on going forward.
And stolen by Sexton. And there's the whistle. That goes on Flash. That's his first foul.
Well, that was a quick foul for him there. The refs are certainly calling it close.
Magic on defense. The Jazz working the ball around now. Here's Collins. Goes up again.
That's another miss. Already they've missed 3 out of 4 to start.
Here's Flash. And again for 3.
Nails it and is now even for the record.
Hard to believe, isn't it? His next shot from range will move him into the top spot all time for 3s in a season.
And he didn't come all this way just to tie the record. I can promise you that 403 is the goal.
A 3 ball. Good. Another from 3.
And who thought it couldn't be done? That 3 moving him into history.
You can feel it as soon as it left his hand. He is the king of the 3 and now stands alone at the top of the list.
And back in 2016, Curry had a year that I didn't think anyone could match until now. 402, no longer the high mark for threes in a season. The era of the long ball is truly upon us.
Fans, your 407 dance team. Fans, it's time to get
outside Collins.
It's your 407 dance team.
The pass to George. To the inside. And there's Sexton. That's good on the assist by George.
You know, you got to respect Sexton's scoring ability. The closer he gets inside, the more effective he is.
Great Colin Sexton, still so young. He entered the league when he was just 19.
Yeah, drafted back in 2018. Sexton has a few years left in his 20s, so you expect him to continue to expand his game and improve on both ends.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
I caught up with Coach Jamal Mosley. He talked about the challenges that come with playing against Lauri Markkanen. Coach said you have to know where Lauri is at all times because he's so effective playing off the ball. He's a knockdown shooter and a smart cutter. And he moves extremely well for his size. This team's got a lot of respect for the mobile 7-footer. Back to you guys.
Thanks, David. Well, Greg, over the last few seasons, one area of consistency for the Jazz has been their rebounding.
Yeah, and they have some size, and they make controlling the boards a focal point. When you're playing Utah, you better be ready to put a body on somebody. Name a type of shot. Keontae George can hit it, more than capable of scoring at all three levels.
Pass to Flash, launches it, drills the three-pointer. Flash has got 15.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Jazz have gone 2 of 6 from the field. Here's George into the lane. Orlando grabs the miss. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
Well, you look at the points they produced in that game, great adjustments on the offensive end.
Well, it's really hard to stop them when they're in the groove offensively. They were in a comfort zone all game long in that one.
Jazz trail by 11. Here's Sexton. Off the mark, his first miss of the game, 1 for 2. Here's Flash. Lucky 7 drops in. He's perfect from the floor, 7 for 7.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Yeah, you know, they've had the advantage at both ends. They've got all the momentum early on.
Suggs against George to stop the run. Rebound by Paolo Banchero.
Boy, this is bad. Tough to watch. I mean, this is really bad. He's stone cold this quarter. Man.
And now the fast break. George with the ball. Tips it up. Banchero grabs the board. Magic leading by 13. Passes to Flash. Here's Carter. Makes it off the glass.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
Back to Sexton. And it's good off the back rim and in.
You know, the timing, the rhythm, I'm a big fan of when Sexton can just catch and shoot.
And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here. This is their first chance this season playing the Jazz.
You know, some teams just have your number.
Here's Black. 18 points separating the teams. That's the biggest lead of the game. Black is out there with Brandon Clark. And there's Flash. Then it's Anthony. And it's Bitadze in at the 5. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic. Pass to Flash. Beyond the arc. Count it. And he's now 8 of 9 from the floor.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
What? You mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas. I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play going to the line.
Fighting to the finish. Cole Anthony gets his and then some.
So for the Magic, Rendell Carter, he's checked in for Goga Bitadze. Isaac comes in for Clark. And Wagner's subbed in for Black. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Hey, guys. Flash in the last game against the Raptors looked really strong. He scored 22 points, and he was a contributor on the defensive end as well. So it was another big night, something he's been doing a lot of lately. I'm sure he's looking to keep it going tonight. Kevin?
Thanks, David. You know, GA, you wonder how much of that performance can carry over into this one.
You never really know what will happen game to game, but I sure wouldn't bet against him.
No, you can't bet against a guy like that. He looks like he's in a groove, focused, on top of his game. No reason that he can't keep it going.
And the Jazz call time here. And we've got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. Shams, what's the story?
Well, guys, teams are all grappling with this new CBA, especially the dreaded second apron. Fans possibly unclear on what it means. Honestly, even front offices are still navigating the complexities of the new restrictions. But basically, it has become harder for teams to spend big and acquire new players under the current systems. We'll see, guys, how this impacts everyone moving forward.
Something to keep an eye on, no doubt. All right, Shams, thanks a lot. Jalen Suggs is checked in for Orlando. One-on-one here. Here's Flash, and he slams it one-handed.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
Outside, George. Back to Sexton. Here's Filipowski. Still scoreless. Shoots a fader, and it's sent back by Isaac.
What a wingspan Isaac has. I mean, this guy is incredible at denying shots, and he loves to do it.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their play.
Boy, this is borderline ridiculous. I mean, every single attempt finding the bottom of the bucket.
First team foul.
Markkanen kicks to Sexton. Outside for George. The basket good off the assist from Sexton. George has got 5.
And dialing up the 3 ball, he finally puts it into the 14-0 run by the Magic.
Clark, what do you think about the Orlando Magic? In 47 games last season. Their most in over a decade.
Boy, I love the core of this group in Orlando, Kevin. The development of their young guys, Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner, and the rest of those guys already starting to pay dividends. They could be a force for a while. These young guys are only going to get better.
And there's the whistle. That goes on Flash. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
We're not even at halftime, and already he's got 4 fouls. They're definitely going to have to limit his minutes the rest of the way.
The Magic making a switch here. Banchero's checked in. Martin, he's checked in for Utah. George, no good.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
The Jazz again can't hit it.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
And there's the pass to Flash from downtown. Good on the triple. Flash has got 34 points.
And what a first half he's had from downtown. He has been locked and loaded since the moment he stepped on the floor.
Ball stolen. And now Orlando on the break. Wagner against Martin. And that one's good. Wagner's got his first basket of the night.
Whoa, he really got his defender on his heels on that one. What a fantastic play, guys.
Pass to Markkanen. Outside for George. Nailed from three-point land. George has got 8 points.
That's the second long-range bomb in the quarter after a slow first period. He is on a roll. And he has his fingerprints all over this first half. He is just shooting it so efficient.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Now George. 8 points for him. Knocks it loose. Here's the break. Here's Flash. Finishes the break with a slam.
Boy, good vision that time from Suggs on this play. Finding the most ready shooter and fed him nicely.
Going inside, and he knocks it down.
Give them credit. Offensively, they've been the more efficient team.
Well, you know, it's been all high percentage shots for them so far.
One half, it hasn't even been close. Orlando out in front, opening up a huge gap. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback. Orlando going with an almost entirely new group. Clark, he's checked in for Wendell Carter. Jonathan Isaac comes in for Banchero. Caldwell Pope, he's checked in for Wagner. And Flash is subbed in for Suggs. So on the floor for Utah. Collier out there with Jordan Clarkson. Then it's Collins, and it's Hendricks in at the 4 spot.
Well, this guy packs a nice skill set, Jonathan Isaac. A slender big man who has nice range and is a superb defender already.
Collins, good.
Whatever the defense gives, that's what he takes. A sign of a skilled offensive player.
Orlando's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. You know, Greg, thinking back to the glory days in Utah, they went to back-to-back finals in 97 and 98.
Unfortunately, though, Kevin, that Stockton-Malone era, they just couldn't overcome the dynastic Bulls. The Jazz still searching for that first NBA title.
And Flash gets it to go.
No, it's scary because he's just been a matchup nightmare in this game. He's eaten up anybody they've thrown at him.
Clarkson bounce pass. Collins. And Collins is right there. Collins has got 6.
He wasn't able to get his name in the score sheet in the first half, but he looks like he's starting to find his comfort zone here.
Back to Black. 1:14 left to play in the third. Here's Flash. Connects again from distance. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
Pass to Collins. Here's Collier. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
And their lasers are starting to do their thing. I mean, that's going to be the ticket for them the rest of the way.
And so Clarkson will bring it up for the Jazz. From deep. Rebounded by Isaac. Orlando's gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. Here's Flash. The rebound by the Jazz. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Sensabaugh. Here's Collins, and finish off by Collins.
Becoming a true force on the offensive glass. Love how hard Collins goes after those second chance opportunities.
Here's Flash. Drains it from beyond the arc. Flash has got 49 points in the game.
And he's had an excellent performance overall from the field.
Knocked loose. And so it's Orlando with a huge lead at the break. Safe to say there's no catching them today. And with as many three-pointers as they bring, it's easy to see why they're on the cusp of a blowout. We've got more in store for you right after this. You are State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant.
Check in for the Magic. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Magic.
Well, you know, for me, the passing has been fantastic all night. Everybody loves watching this style of basketball where the ball moves and players move. Coaches, fans, and even us broadcasters can appreciate that kind of action.
And they've also played exceptionally well in the paint tonight, taking advantage of their opportunity to work inside.
Jonathan Isaac is out there with Caldwell Pope. Then there's Cole Anthony. And there's Flash. And it's Vitante in at the center position. That's who's out there for Orlando. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Nice ball movement by Utah. The open look here for Sexton. And once again, off the mark by Utah. The Magic have gone 8 of 13 from the field since the start of the fourth, sinking the majority of their shots. Here's Flash. It's hauled in by Sensabaugh. Sensabaugh's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Magic shooting 57% in this fourth quarter. And Caldwell Pope gets the basket. Caldwell Pope's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Look at Caldwell Pope battling inside. Boy, he fights through that contact, doesn't he?
Nobody near George. The basket good off the assist from Sexton. Sexton's got 4 assists in the game. Down low, here's Flash. Sexton grabs the board. Utah's gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep.
Sensational ball movement there. When you pass the ball like that, good things happen.
Flash passes to Anthony. Here's Flash. Another one goes. Incredible.
And this game has his name written all over it.
Craig, he's been phenomenal in offensive onslaught.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Magic.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And so checking out the record for these guys tonight will mark. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And that about wraps it up for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg. This
Whose bat is that? Yo! Pressure him up! You got him! Ball up! Shot!